A haunted ship? Or an unfortunate chemical explosion? Ghost ships aren't merely depicted in myths and films like the Pirates of the Caribbean. The entire crew inexplicably died in this actual incident. It all began in 1947, when ships passing through the Malacca Straits, which connect Sumatra and Malaysia, heard a distress call. All officers, including the captain, are dead, lying in the charterment bridge. The entire crew may be dead. The transmission was followed by some incomprehensible Morse code before dying. The Silver Star, an American ship, responded to the distress call and located the Orang Medan, but there were no signs of the crew on the deck, despite several attempts to contact them. So they boarded the ship, only to be greeted by a terrifying spectacle. The bodies of the Dutchmen were scattered around the deck, their faces twisted in such a way that one would suppose they had witnessed something terrible before their deaths. The dog was likewise dead, its face distorted in agony. The communication officer was still at his position, his cold fingers pressing the telegraph when the captain's body was discovered on the bridge. A similar situation awaited the American crew on the boiler deck. Even though it was well over 100 degrees down there, a cold shiver came over them. As they returned to their ship, they decided to tow the Orang Medan to port. However, as soon as the tow line was attached, smoke began to billow from the ship. It burst a few moments later, sinking into its watery grave and taking all of its secrets with it. The possibility of a supernatural or otherworldly incident has been raised, and that's impossible to verify. There are so many loose ends here, but one thing is for certain, the case is one of the most fascinating in nautical history, and much like Jack the Ripper's identity and countless other unsolved mysteries, its precisely impossible nature that continues to capture our imaginations. Unprecedented events do occur, as a firefighter and EMT McMyers have discovered in his firehouse. Others, on the other hand, have stronger scientific justifications. Many people believe the Dutch ship was transporting dangerous chemicals like potassium cyanide and nitroglycerin. Seawater may have come into contact with the cargo, releasing hazardous fumes that poisoned the crew. The explosion would eventually be caused by nitroglycerin. Perhaps there was a problem in the boiler room, and carbon monoxide killed the crew, and a fire erupted, destroying the ship. The fact that, even though the Silver Star is undoubtedly real, there are no registration documents for the ship is the most concerning aspect. Is this a true story about a ship that never existed, or is it just a sailor's tale?